Welcome all of you. Today we're going to see about the introduction of Arduino microcontroller. The Arduino microcontroller is famous nowadays because it is a single chip. It is used to control multiple things. For example, it is using in AC air conditioners. Air conditions, it will going to operate with respect to the temperatures. When temperature is changing, when the temperature is increased, automatically the AC is on. When temperature is reduced, automatically the AC is off. So this is one type of the functions, and it includes multiple number of the operations. What is the multiple number of the operations? You may on and off the AC with the help of the remote control. So remote control is used to you can on and off. The next one is the app device. App device used to you can on and off. Then you can on the device, it will going to display. So display the temperature value. So like it has the multiple number of the operations. So these all the things is behind about that Arduino microcontrollers. So in that lesson, you will going to see about first one difference between the microprocessor and the microcontroller. Then second one, how this microcontroller is operated, then what is the input of microcontroller and what is the output of microcontroller. The input of microcontroller is a sensor, the output of the microcontroller is a actuator. So it is not taking much time. It is a fast recap type of method. I will going to deliver this entire unit of introduction of the microcontroller based on the Arduino. Actually, if I see microcontroller, there's so many companies, PIC controller, Admega controllers, and then TMSCs, like so many controllers are there. Then why particularly Arduino is famous? If you have see Arduino controller come with a small size. The cost of that Arduino Uno is 400 rupees. The small board, it will going to combined or integrated with more number of the components. Combined or integrated with a more number of components, such as you have see it is a inbuilt of that analog input and a digital pins. The digital pin you can use as an input or output you can use. Then crystal oscilloscope, you may be connected for a USB port for the programming, for uploading the programming. And the next one, power supply. So you can use the adapter used to, you will going to give the power supply to that controllers. And 3.3 volt you can, if have you can connect it, or 5 volt you can connect it, or adapter used to, battery is used to, can give the power supply. So these are the facilities there about the hardware of the Arduino controller. If you have seen the software of the Arduino controller, it is a free source. Free source means it is called the open source software. Arduino open source. It is available in online. You can download and install into your PC and write the programming. The programming is similar to that C program. So you can write and upload the programming. So this is about that simplest method about that microcontroller. Particularly we are going to see about that Arduino. In olden days, rewriting is complicated. The Kale software is supporting for that in olden days. In particular, if I have see Arduino microcontroller, the board it is integrated. I mean the board is inbuilt with that microcontroller, and the programming, rewrite programming using the USB cable is to easily you can do that once. So we're going to see about that a small introduction about the difference between microprocessor and microcontroller. It's very simplest one. See, first one, application wise, we're going to see the difference between the microprocessor and the microcontroller. It is a very easiest method to you can understand what is the difference between microprocessor and the microcontroller. What is application? First one, microprocessor application is a PC. PC, personal computer or laptop. So this is about the application of the microprocessor. It has that it will do on that multiple number of the task. So if I have see the PC or computer, it will do on that multiple number of the tasks. So such as the gaming, web browsing, photo editing, creating a document, and mathematical calculations, simulations, like it will do on the multiple number of the multiple number of the operation it will going to do, that is called the multiple number of the task. It will going to function on the multiple number of the task. So this is called the microprocessor. Microcontroller not do on the these number of the task. It will do only one task. So that is one of the demerit, you can say. It will do only one task. So if I have applied the input and a controller and output, it will going to produce. That's all. It will going to do only one task about that one. For example, you can take about the printer. So printer, what is the input of the printer? So you will going to give the data input of the printer and it will going to produce the output. The printer, it will take the input of the data and it will going to produce the printout. It will going to store into the buffer and then it will going to print out. So this printer is working, okay, based on the microcontrollers, getting the input only one task and it will going to print out output of the task. This is about the microcontroller. So further few more applications you are going to see about that microcontrollers: microwave oven, washing machines, digital camera. So these are the application it is showing as in microcontroller applications. This application is operated based on the timer. So these application you have see that one microwave oven, and you will going to set the timing. So it will going to complete and with respect to the timing. So 5 minutes, 2 minutes, it will going to work. The next one is washing machines. The washing machine it will going to operate 30 minutes, like it will going to operate it. Digital camera. So like that ones. So next one, internal structure, we're going to see about the difference between the microprocessor and the microcontrollers. If I have seen the microprocessor, this is the internal structures. What is there? One is a CPU, second one is a RAM, ROM, serial interface, timer, IO ports. It will going to include it. If you have see about that microcontroller internal structure also similar. Then what is the difference? What is the difference means? Here is a CPU is a one chip, remaining is a another externally you will going to connect it. If you see the microcontroller, all are it is connected built in the single chip. All are built in the single chip, one chip. So that is the difference between the microcontroller and the microprocessor. The next one, processing power and memory. So you know that one power consumption of the personal computer, it is more compared with that microcontroller. So processor power consumption is more. And the next one, memory. If you have see the memory, for example, PC, you can take it PC or laptop. So what about your hard disk? Hard disk is a ROM. So what is a ROM size? So you can nowadays the people is purchasing 1 TB, 2 TB, terabyte. Okay, so this is a ROM, secondary memory. The next one is a RAM. So what is the RAM speed? The RAM speed they are purchasing about 4 GB RAM. So 4 GB RAM it will go into speed. What about that processor frequency? 2.5 gigahertz, 2.5 gigahertz, like it is a processor speed. So let's you can see about this microprocessor clock speed. What about that one? 1 gigahertz to 4 gigahertz. So for example, my PC it is a clock speed is a 2.5 gigahertz. RAM size it is starting from 512 MB to that 32 GB. My laptop RAM size is a 4 GB. The next one is a ROM. So ROM is it is a 128 GB to up to the 2 TB. So you can use that once. So mine is approximately less than 1 TB. So this is a ROM size, secondary hard disk. Then peripheral devices, so USB port and UART port, high speed Ethernet. So like it is a peripheral devices you have used on the microprocessor. If you have see about microcontrollers, the clock speed is only in megahertz. That one is a gigahertz. This is a megahertz. Then next one is a RAM. RAM speed is this is only in KB. So only in KB it is a RAM size. Then next one is a flash memory. Flash memory also 32 KB to the 2 megabytes MP. Then peripheral devices. So here is a 3 I2C, SPI, UART. So like it is about the peripheral devices. The next one, if I have seen about the bit. So microprocessor 32-bit, 64-bit. For example, if you see in your laptop, okay, it is a bit of the operation system. So my laptop is a 64-bit. In previous my old laptop, the bit size is a 32-bit. So like the processor is changing. Nowadays most of the PC's laptop is a 64-bit. If I have see about microcontroller 8-bit, then after that I increase into 16-bit, 32-bit. 8-bit is a Arduino, you know. Its a cost is a 400 rupees. When you have go for that Arduino Mega, it is coming on that one 16-bit and 32-bit. Like what is the meaning of this bit operations? The bit operation is nothing but analog, I will tell you. So in film hero, he will going to push the one punch. Okay, so at a time 32 members they will going to fall down. So one clock pulse it will going to handle 32 bit of the data. One clock pulse it will going to handle 32 bit of the data or 64 bit of the data. So that is about the handling. Okay, the next one is power consumption. Which one is power consumption? Microprocessor. Even laptop, the microprocessor, the power is consume more. Cost wise is a 40,000 rupees laptop. So that is that one. Microcontroller. What about Arduino? It is just 400 rupees. Okay. So these are the things is coming to the summary of that microprocessor and microcontrollers. So flexible device means what is it on? Microcontroller is a flexible one. Okay, and then speed wise, which one is the speed? Means microprocessor is speed compared with the microcontroller. Gigahertz, this one, this is the kilohertz, and then RAM size, ROM size, everything is high for that microprocessor. This is a low, and microprocessor it will do on the multiple of the task. Microcontroller do on the single task. Like it's a differentiation about microprocessor and the microcontroller. The next one, actually we are not tell about anywhere in that one. Smartphone, not normal phone, smartphone is nothing but it is combination of microprocessor as well as microcontroller. That's why it is called the system on chip. System on chip. For example, it will do on the multiple task. So it is a gaming and a browsing you can do on the multiple of the task. So that's all. Let's we go into more to the next of the topic. That's topic number 2. We're going to see about the role of embedded system. So role of the embedded system. Where is the embedded systems? What is the embedded systems? Embedded system is nothing but the system is embedded. The system is embedded either microprocessor or microcontroller. That is called embedded system. Okay. So that is a point number 1. If the system is embedded with a microprocessor or microcontroller. The next one, so it is a mostly we are using for that microcontroller, and next in that controllers it is a combination of hardware and software. It is a combination of hardware and software, and it will do on the multiple number of operation. The operation is different, task is different. Controller do on the multiple number of operations. What are the multiple number of operations? Control, monitor means display, and communicate this information to your mobile phone. Like it will do on the multiple number of the operation. So for example, printer, washing machine, microwave oven, these are the example of that microcontroller applications, and it will do on the multiple number of the operation. It will do, it will go to control, changing, regulating, as well as monitor. It's a display, it will go to connect it and communicate information to your that one, communicate to your mobile phone, like it will do. So these all the microcontroller will do under the specific number of the task. So printer means it will go to print only. Okay. The next one, microcontroller, it is included for the flash memory. So this is one of the special memory, it is included. Then cost wise, this microcontroller is cheap. Another one is what type of architecture means it is a ARM architecture. And then RTOS of the operating system we are going to using on that one. Okay, the next one we're going to see embedded system. It is these are the few of the application. This application is embedded with microprocessor or microcontroller or combination of both, like on chip systems. For example, robo. So robo it will it is a hardware and a software. It is included both. So the software is a it will go to programming it is used to, it will going to work on that one software. Okay, The next one is bomb detecting robots, so hardware and as well as the sensing, and based on the sensing command it will going to work on that ones, so like that ones. So these are the few more application of the embedded systems. So here next we're going to see sensor and actuators. It is one of the input device and output device. What is the input device? Sensor is a input device. Sensor is a input device, sense the input. For example, soil, so soil sense. What about that plant? So in the plant, okay, does it is a enough number of the water is available, or it's a dry or wet? So soil sensor it is used to, you will going to identify. So sensor, based on that one, controller give the commands, the actuator it will going to start activate the motor, the motor pump motor start to even irrigate the waters. So like about the sensor and the actuator. Okay, we're going to see about the what is sensor. Sense. So sensor, before we're going to see the sensor, what are the key elements? Here is the input is sensor, then output is activator, and the middle is what is that one? It is a microcontroller is there. Then it is applications. Okay, multiple number of the applications. Okay, what is sensor? Sensor is a physical quantity into the electrical signal conversions, that is called a sensor. For example, temperature sensor, displacement, position, motion sensor. Another one is a fluid level sensor, liquid flow, light sensor. Like the sensor it will going to classify on the multiples. The next one, so if I see this one, this number of the sensor, Hall sensor, IR sensor, IR receiver, IR transmitter, humidity sensor. What is the humidity level? Proximity sensor, ultrasonic sensor. So another one is a PIR sensor, light sensor, soil moisture sensor. Like the sensor, it has the more number of sensor available. The next one, actuators. The actuator it will go to mechanical operations. So mechanical operation means motor, it will go into motor is activated. So it is our mechanical activator means gear system, gear, and it will going to start to working on the gear system. It is a combination of belt, chain, and bearings, etc. The next one, so electrical activator is nothing but you have see the diagram, it's a relay activator. The relay on off. So here is a two-way switch type of the relay. It is normally open, normally closed. For example, I will enter into the room. For example, take the restrooms. Okay, I will enter into the restroom. When I will going to enter into the restroom, the light automatically on. When I come outside of the restroom, the inside the restroom light automatically off. The outside the room light it is on. So like it is this type of the application you can do. So what is the sensor? So if you see that once, first I will enter into the restroom. Once I enter into the restroom, the sensor, even motion direction sensor, it will going to sense me. Once it will going to sense the information and they pass to the command into the controller. The controller it will going to pass the command into the activator. Activator, it is the electrical activator relay. The relay it will going to restroom inside light it will going to on. Once I coming outside, okay, it will the sensor again it will going to sense and pass the information to the controller make the command to the command to the relay. It will going to off the inside the light and on the outside of the light, that's all. So like it will going to operate it. Then next one, DAC system, data acquisition systems. If I see the DAC system, it's the entire block diagram. So first you can take about from the starting point of the plant or environment. I will going to take the plant or environment. Okay, the soil level, soil sensor is used. Okay, water levels. Okay, that a plant. From that one sensor, so sensor it will going to sense what about is the water is dry or it will going to wet. Then pass into the signal conditioning. The signal conditioning, what is the purpose means? It will going to reduce the noise. That means it will going to act as a filtering system. It will going to act as a filtering system as well as increase the signals. Even it will going to amplify the signals. After output of the amplifier, even amplify signal of the signal conditioning connected to the DAC system. Data What is the DAC systems? Sorry, here is a ADC systems. ADC systems. So analog to digital converter system. So get the analog input and convert it into the digital output. Some sensor is a digital input also. I mean digital is a produce. So you can directly you can use. Okay, some sensor it will going to produce the analog, so you can use the ADC, analog to digital converter. It will going to produce 0 or 1 and pass this information to the microcontroller. Microcontroller already interface with the user interface, even programming. So based on the command, it will going to pass the 0 or 1 of the command. The command it will going to convert it again DAX, I mean digital to analog converters. So ADC, DAC here, DAC. The DAC is connected to that relay to that activator. So relay, I mean you can use the relay, or if you have a motor you want to use, means driver circuit you can use through that one activator. The activator is a motor, it will going to operate. This is the DAC systems. The next one, microcontroller. So microcontroller already we were discussed. It's integrated with a single chip and a combination of the CPU, RAM, ROM, input, output, and everything it is included. Okay. So next one. Arduino. If I see the Arduino, it is a name of that one. It will going to produce the controller. I mean it is a hardware as well as software. Software is a Arduino programming software. It is available. Arduino hardware. It is included in the microcontrollers Atmega 328P. So this is a microcontroller is there. Already you were studied microcontroller is a single chip. Here is Arduino. It's a compact of the board, you can say. It is a compact of the board. What is a compact of the board? It's a small size. It is cost of around, it is a 400 rupees. It's include for that remaining things. What are the remaining things? Easily you can get the input, and then easily you can produce the output, like the breadboard type of the connections, and it is included with that crystal oscillator, and then power connectors. Okay, you can give the power from USB method or the battery from the battery source adapter method you can give, or directly you can give the 5-volt power supply or 3.3 voltage power supply. So like you can give about that. These are the features of Arduino hardware controller. And the programming features means it is already we were discussed about that one, and a few more we will going to point, I will going to add you later. So okay, what about the programming? It is available in free of cost. So let's we will going to, this is about the open source embedded system. So let's we see. So first, initially breadboard connections. You know that one generally this is a breadboard of the making connections, internal connections of the breadboards. So let's you can see this is a one small circuit in there. That circuits I will going to implement into the breadboard like this method, battery and resistance like I have implemented. So what I am telling about that this breadboard means you will coming to know about that one, the Arduino board. The Arduino board is that analog input or digital input. It is like the breadboard type. The next one. So what is the basic of microcontroller? Already I told about that one. It is a single chip. It is integrated with that CPU, memory, and input and output port. It's embedded on that one inside the device. Okay, it's a small and then low cost, compact. The next one. So introduction of Arduino, it is a open source microcontroller board. Open source, the programming is open source. Okay, it is a microcontroller, and the board is equipped with that set of the digital and analog input output of the pins. The next one, if I have seen that once, here is there, I will show you the detailed. Then next one is the board. The board it is consists of power circuits and a programming interface, basic input, usually buttons, LEDs, input output pins, etc. Then Arduino types. If I have seen the Arduino types, generally we will going to classify into 3 type: entry level, enhanced features, Internet of Things. What is the entry levels? It's a small board, Arduino Uno. The next one, Arduino Mega. The Arduino Mega it will going to give for that one is few more a number of the input output pins is more. The next one, Arduino Ethernet. It is Internet of Things, Bluetooth device you will going to add it. So it will going to you add it to, you can control through the app used to, you can control. The next one, if I see that one, it is a board. That one here is a analog input 0 to 5. The next one is a power supply. The next one is a digital pins, and then it is included the features of the features of the Arduino board. So here is a pin 13 is assigned for LEDs, and then a USB connectors and a power supply, okay, and reset buttons, power on off indications, etc. And a few more of that features you have see that one in the slide. It is a 28 pins of that IC you can use, and it is 8-bit of microcontroller. So one clock pulse, so 8 bit of the data it will going to handle. Operating frequency 16 megahertz, flash memory 32 KB, and EEPROM 1 KB, SRAM 2 KB, internal 8-bit ADC. So and then like it is a timer, it's include of that 3 timers, 6 channels. Okay, so like it is the features of that ones. Few more features if I see that one, it is included with the two controllers. Okay, I will show you. So if I have see that one, it is included with the two controllers. This is a controller for one is a main controller. You can say Admega 328. Okay, another whatever we are going to write the programming. Okay, dump into this controller. Then second controller is Admega 16U2. Okay, what is the one more controller is Admega 16U2. The 16U2, what is the purpose means? We will going to write the programming in PC, and we're going to connect it through the USB cable, the USB of the port, and Admega 328. So it is a protocol connection. The protocol connection through that one Admega, you mean readable type, it will going to convert and give. That is the purpose. And then few more points you can say, it is a voltage regulator is there, and a comparator IC. So why comparator IC? Here there are two type of the possible to connect it on the input. So you make possible to connect a USB port as well as the adapter. So both also it will going to compare, and then based it will going to respond, and that's why it is a voltage regulator, and two capacitor is added. So like it is a transmitter and a receiver of that informations, okay, indications. Everything is in blade. These are the features. The next one, if I have seen about the architecture of that ones, the architecture is nothing but further we will going to expansion of the features. Further expansion of the features. So before we are going to see the architecture, we are going to look once in that Arduino Mega 2560. So this is about that ones. We have see that one number of the digital pins. So digital pins is it is available on that 52 pins available. Then this side analog pins available. Okay, so here is the digital pins is input output pin is totally 54. So analog input it is available on that one is a 16 pin power jack. So like it is available. We will going to see about the architectures. If I have see the architecture, first one is you can explain about the future of that ones, and followed by you will going to explain about a few more detailed. First one, so Arduino software IDE 1.0, it is a version names it is mentioned. It is a first Arduino they will going to develop in USB method, it will going to make the programming. What is the meaning of IDE? Integrated development environment. So integrated development environment, it is a software environment is developed. The next one, so these are the features of the points, and yeah, it is already I explained about that one. It's a AVR and a RISC type of that architecture they are using. So RISK, RISC means reduce instruction set computers. Okay, what is a AVR? AVR is it is a Harvard type of the architecture they are using. Okay, here is a crystal oscillators, that the frequency of the crystal oscillators. And then I have go through about that once. The slide is explaining about architectures. The architecture it will going to cover about the diagrams. Okay, so what is that one? I will show you. Yeah, So this is about that architecture diagrams. It's include for that one majorly ALU, then arithmetic logic, unit operation. It will do arithmetic as well as logic and function of that one. The next one, input output of the modules, then analog comparator, it will go to compare of that ones, and watchdog timer. Okay, watchdog timer, and then serial peripheral interface. Okay, serial peripheral interface, and the interrupt unit, EEPROM, like it is these all the devices will going to included to develop for that microcontroller. So what is the EEPROMs? So EEPROM, it will going to store the data permanently, even if the power is cut out. So it will going to store the data permanently. The program inside the EEPROM is slow operations. Okay, like it will going to do. So next one is a interrupter unit. The watchdog timers, it will going to use. Okay, check whether there is any interruption. Sorry, watchdog timer is, I will going to tell you. Okay, interrupter unit, is it will going to check whether any interruption is there. So based on the interruption, okay, it will going to ISR is a interrupt service routine. It will going to function. Okay, the next one is a serial peripheral interface. The serial peripheral interface is nothing but it is a connecting interface between the microcontroller and then your peripheral device. Microcontroller and a peripheral device. The peripheral device is a camera, display, etc. Watchdog timer. It is used to detect and recover from that MCU malfunctioning. So like our hard disk, sometimes it will going to get the fault, or if it will going to delete the documents, so you will going to recover the document, so which with the help of that some devices. That's similarly here watchdog timer, it is acting. So like about that is the architecture about that system. The next one we're going to see programming. The last one of the topic is the programming. So you will going to go like about that we can open the programming, I mean Arduino softwares. First you will going to what is the name of that board, you will going to select it, either Arduino Mega or Arduino Uno. So you will going to give for that name of the board you want to select. Then after that, what is the port, it will going to automatically detect it in that ones. So tools, port, so it will go to which port it will go to select it, you should be ensured. So if I have Arduino Mega also similarly method on that one. Okay, tools, board, and Arduino Mega it will go to select, and the tools and the port you will go to which port it is a COM14 it will go to select. So you will going to install directly from the Arduino website, download software, and you can install. The program is another name is called this is Sketch. Okay, so it will going to create the Arduino IDE, integrated development environment. It is one type of environment. In the environment, it will going to, you can write the program and edit the program multiple times. You can do that once. So this okay, integrated development environment, it will going to convert the code into the instructions. Okay, that hardware recognize code into the instruction. You will going to write the programming in code in that software. It will going to convert into that instructions. Okay, with the help of IDE. Okay, then transfer this code or upload this or upload, you can say, you can into that your board you can upload. If I have see, this is about the programming softwares. So here you will go write the write about the codings, and then compile, then upload. Then here is the serial monitor also available, and then if it is any error, it will going to show on the text console of the pages. It will going to show about that one any error messages. This programming is generally classified into the three methods. One is a function, second one is structure, then third one is a value or variables or constant, you can say. The function is what is that one? There are two type of the functions. One is a setup function, and then second one is a loop functions. What is the difference between setup function and a loop functions? Whether you want to run only one, or you want to run the commands repeatedly. Only one time run means setup function. Loop means repeatedly operation. So loop, for loop, while loop, do while loop, like that one, repeat the operations. Then next one, structure. So if you have write about the void setup, open bracket and close bracket, open parenthesis, then write about the that one. Similarly, close parenthesis, void loop, open and close of that bracket, open parenthesis, close the parenthesis. So this is about the structure of the systems. The next one is the values or variables. Variables means you will going to assign int x, int z is equal to 0, z is equal to x plus y, return z. So this is about that one is as a syntax or function or value of that syntax. You can view that one. So that's all about the ones. And next class we're going to see about the interfacing the programs. So interface, if I have to see the interface, this program you want to write. For example, so the syntax is mentioned, one of the sample syntax is mentioning. So pin mode, so we want to give the pin and what is the mode numbers. So detailed of that one we're going to see on the next class. So this class, summary of this class, what is that one? First we were discuss about microprocessor and microcontroller differentiation. So microprocessor means multiple number of the task. Microcontroller is it will do on the only one task, specific task. The next one you have see about that one, role of embedded systems. The system is embedded either microcontroller or microprocessor, that is called embedded systems. So nowadays more number of system is embedded on the microcontrollers. It is starting with a small it is starting with a small of the toys and a more number of appliances. If I have micro oven, all our home appliances, so microwave oven, washing machine, air conditions. So like you can develop it as multiple number of applications you can develop it. Wheelchair, so wheelchair rotated, so without dependent anybody you can rotate the wheelchair. Second one is you can say that automatic water heater cutting machines. So we are going to develop on water heater machine. So nearby there any object is sensed automatically, it will going to cut that once. So motion direction based you can cut about that applications, you can develop it. Okay, like you can number of the count you can develop. And if it is some people is entered into the home, so automatically fan on and off, and it will going to respond. So like about specific task system you can develop it. Then next one, so this is about the role of embedded systems. And you can say about that open source of the embedded system is Arduino hardware and Arduino software. It will go to there. The software, it is a open source system. Arduino hardware, the Arduino hardware is a compact systems. So like you can say about that one. And then what we were discuss future of that Arduino and the architecture of the Arduino systems. And then programming it consists of that three things. One is a function. It is there are two type of the function. One is setup, so one time execution, loop functions, repeated executions. Then second one is a structure of the system of that one. Then third one is values. The values is variables. That's all. Thank you.